Hey, Flooring Pros, this is Jerry Levinson, and this is the Flooring Business Podcast, where each week we talk to expert flooring dealers, suppliers, marketing experts, software experts, and anyone I believe is going to help you in your flooring business. Now, my mission is to give you good information. It's going to help you reach your goals. So whether you're trying to start your business out or you're trying to reach 5 million or sales or more, I've got a really good guest for you this week. Help you reach 10, 20, 30, 100 million if you want. I'm going to provide useful information. It's going to help you reach your goals and profit now in the flooring industry. Now, remember, each Thursday, I'm offering sales training that's good for your entire team. That's only $150 per month, and it's more than going to pay for itself over and over again as I show you ways to close more sales at higher prices. So today, my special guest is Brian Elias. Did I pronounce your name right, Brian?
It's Brian Elias. That is correct.
Perfect. Of Refloor. And Refloor, how old is Refloor?
Refloor is just a few years old. We started just prior to the pandemic. I've been in the home improvement business my whole career, but flooring was just the next logical thing for me.
Which makes no sense to many of us. But anyhow, we're going to ask you about that. And Brian's just a brilliant businessman. And that's one thing, the whole forum and everything that I do is about is the business side of flooring. So you guys know about the product, you know about the install. You guys all know a lot more than Brian and I do when it comes to that stuff. But I want to focus on the business side and how do we help you get to whatever level you're trying to reach. And the one thing I'm going to ask you to do, Brian, is Brian's shooting for the level of largest company on the planet. So he wants to kick Empire's ass as his goal. So, one thing I'd ask you to do is let's consider our audience, by and large, are people that are anywhere from 500,000 to 5 million, and many of them don't even have that desire to get to, say, 10 million, or certainly not 20 or 100 million. And it takes a whole different mindset. But so first off, what business did you start in when you started getting involved in business? And did you always have that mindset of being the biggest, 100 million? Were you ever held back by your mindset?
Like everybody, we all have our obstacles. We all have these things that are in front of us and they're hard to get out of our way. So when I first started, I barely graduated high school and dropped out of college because school really wasn't for me. I was hungry and I wanted to be successful, but I wasn't trying to be the richest guy in the world or build the largest flooring company. What I wanted to do was figure out how to sell $1 million worth of replacement windows because I was in the replacement window business. So I set out to say, how do I do that? Well, I put on paper what I needed to do. So I needed to sell, 20 jobs, at $5,000 a piece is $100,000. So I knew that. So I knew that I needed to sell, 20 jobs a week, $100,000
a week.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong. We're going to back this up, My goal was to sell $5,000 jobs and sell 20 of those a month. And by selling 20 of those a month, I'm at $100,000. That's $1.2 million a year. I knew that 20% would cancel or be turned down for financing and things like that. So there was my $1 million. So if you can't picture the $1 million in your mind, you can't actually make it happen. So what I first did was pictured what I wanted it to look like from the very beginning. So that means I had to sell 5 jobs a week. That was 1 a day. So how many appointments did I need to sell 1 a day? Well, I figured I needed 3. 1 would be there, 1 wouldn't be there, and 1 we'd sell. The one that was there, they didn't buy from me. So I needed to convert 1/3 of those into good business. And that's exactly what I did each and every week. And then once I saw that I was able to hit that goal, I was able to grow so much faster, because once you have it on paper, all you have to do is repeat what you've already done. And that's what I did. So it was really coming up with the $1 million plan, and then building that $1 million plan. Now, how do you go to $2 million?
So deciding you want 3 appointments, how do you get those? Those don't come out of thin air. I mean, how do you go after that?
Well, I'm in the new business. I'm not in the flooring business. I'm not in the replacement window business. I'm in the new business. So I need 3 people every day to raise their hand and say, hey, I'd like to get a price on flooring. So what I have to do is I have to inspire that person to want to get a price on flooring. So I simply run an ad. Okay. It could be flyers in somebody's mailbox. But right now we have this great, powerful internet where you can be just as powerful with your cell phone as I can be, okay, behind my computer and a marketing team. You can take and run an ad today off of your Facebook page and do a boosted post to your perfect customer. 50 years or older, okay, live in this community, income of this. Facebook gives you that option, and you could learn how to do that within an hour. And that's pretty amazing. There's YouTube videos explaining exactly how to do what I'm talking about right now that you could watch, and you spend $100. And you go after people and you look to see who raises their hand and says, click here, I'm interested. And all of a sudden you'll spend $100 and you might get 3, 4, 5 people that raise their hand. The difference is the minute somebody raises their hand with me, I am dialing that person that very second. I will hold my cell phone, because if that person just clicked enter, I'm going to be on the phone with them right away. Hey, Mr. Levinson, this is Brian calling over at Refloor. Reason why we're giving you a call is you expressed an interest in getting some information on flooring. Well, yes, I'm interested. Have you had a price from us yet? No, I haven't. Well, what I'd like to do is I'd love to get a price in your hand. I'd love to come and meet you if you'd like. I'll come to your house. You're welcome to come to my store if you'd like to. I don't actually have a store, but I know a lot of people do. And bring in the information, pictures of your room. And I'd love an opportunity to show you what we have and earn your business. And the customer goes, okay. And all of a sudden, I've built that, that connection, that relationship with that person. And I did it so quickly that I don't have to worry about Empire coming out there and getting them. I won. I got in front. And people love that. Does that answer your question? I'm not sure, Jerry.
Yeah, this is a problem with interviewing you. Is like one question always begs another and begs another as you're talking.
So I get it. I have a feeling there might be more.
We can go on forever, right? So trying to keep this tight to, you even suggested, let's hit 3 topics really hard. But I did have a few other things though that I wanted to address. Like, for instance, you're in the roofing business, the window business, and the flooring business, right? That's the flooring.
I actually sold my window, siding, and roofing company to a private equity firm. I still own a percentage of that company. I do sit on the board of that company. However, I'm no longer driving that company. Okay. So I had the option of retiring, okay, which sounds good to a lot of people. It just didn't sound good to me. I love building businesses. I love setting goals up for myself and achieving those goals. So
this is the big aha question I have.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between one company to the next? Is there a difference?
No, it's all the same thing to me. We're in
what's
the new
it about?
business. We're in the new business. We're in the business of finding people that are interested in the products that we carry. Okay. There are so many people out there right now who want a floor. It's unbelievable. So much business out there. And all you have to do is be in front of them and be right there to say, I'm your guy. And that's what I do every day. What people don't know is the secret of every business is people do business with who they know, they like, and they trust. So all you have to do is accomplish those three things. They have to get to know you. Here's what we do. Here's the brands we carry. You're going to like us because we do you a beautiful job and we stand behind it. And you don't have to pay me until you're satisfied. They'll love you when you say that to them. And you have to give them a value proposition that's fair enough.
So some of the things that are difficult for people is getting started, and I got this off another podcast, but kind of tackling life 1 mile at a time. Can you share that story about your girlfriend who was afraid to drive on the freeway? I kind of thought that was a lesson for life, of kind of tackling 1 mile at a time. So if you would repeat that story.
So I have a friend of mine who I grew up with, and she all of a sudden got scared of driving on the freeway. She goes, I can't do it. I can't do it. It's too scary. Those walls make me feel trapped, the whole 9 yards. She said, will you help me? I said, sure. The only thing I can do for you is to help you go down one exit ramp and up the other. And she goes, how's that going to help? That's only 1 mile. Before you can go 2 miles, you need to learn to go 1. So we literally went down the exit ramp and we stood in that right lane, and she was so excited to get off. And I said, perfect. I said, how was it? She goes, it wasn't so bad. I said, great. I said, let's do 2 ramps. She goes, well, that's really far. I said, you thought 1 was bad. So all of a sudden we did 2 ramps and it was no big deal. And then we did 3 and she realized it was nothing. She goes, the walls really scare me. I said, do me a favor. When we get down the ramp, pull over off the road. Okay, and we pulled over off the road. We got out of the car. I said, touch the wall. She goes, why am I touching the wall? I said, you're going to realize the wall is no big deal. It's just there to protect everything. It's there to hold the ground in place. It's there to keep you safe. It's there to protect you from erosion coming onto the road. It protects you. And all of a sudden she looked at it different. You realize, how do you eat an elephant? You eat it 1 bite at a time. And that's really what this comes down to, is you can't build the largest flooring company in America or go from 5 million to 10 million without a game plan and without taking those necessary steps. Now, I already know what I'm going through. I already know what I'm up against. I'm up against a bunch of people who really are afraid of making the right move for their business. They know the right moves. They know what they need to do, but for whatever reason, they're afraid to let go. Oh, I have to be on every installation. I have to do this. My market is different. If I had $1 for every time I heard my market is different, okay? People put their pants on 1 leg at a time. Empire is in your market most likely, and they're killing it. What are they doing differently than you? They don't have a personality and they don't have fear. They're ready to do business, and they said, hey, we're set up to do business and we can take care of you. So people pick up the phone and say, I'll call. And I think that's really what it comes down to, is most of the time, the problem isn't the business you're in. The problem is you, and you have to recognize that the problem is you. I don't know if that's helping or hurting.
We just had somebody on the forum. I was asking, do you do line item quotes or do you do a project price? And she's like, well, my customers they want details. Really? All your customers want details? And again, I hear it all the time.
Why don't you ask me how many times I've line itemed a job?
How many times do you ever line item? Yeah.
Never. Can you break that out for me? No, I can't. We just put it all inclusive, one price for everybody.
Right.
Okay. So you're not going to tell me what your labor and your material is? I don't think that's any of your business. Does Walmart tell you how much they pay? Okay. Right. What I make is my profit. That's my thing. And we like to make between 40 and 50%. I hope you feel that that's reasonable. So if my cost is 3,000, most likely I'm going to sell it to you for 6. Is that okay with you? Well, but I'd like to have the detail. I understand you'd like that, but that's not something I'm willing to provide.
That's another big mentality shift, that many people are afraid of price. They're afraid to talk about it with customers, if customers call and ask about it, they get defensive. Like, how dare, don't you know how good I am? I've been
They
doing this
don't
for
know
many
how good,
years.
they don't know how good you are.
They don't
What you
care.
have to do is before you present them with their price, you're going to list off all the things you're going to do for them in that price. We're going to remove your own flooring. We're going to make sure your floor is level and smooth. We're going to take out your old tack strip. We're going to install a brand new tack strip. We're going to install the thick, heavy duty pad that we install. Okay. Well, not that thin stuff that other people use. We want that floor to be beautiful for you. Otherwise, I'd rather not do the work for you. And we're going to do all that for $7,265. Okay. And we only ask for a third down. Okay. You give us the other two-thirds when you're satisfied. Fair enough, Mr. Levinson?
Absolutely.
Okay. Can
Let's
you
get
see
it
any
done.
reason why we shouldn't be setting up a date of installation? Now, notice the question I just asked. Can you see any reason why we shouldn't set up a date of installation? Now, that sentence should be synonymous with every time you lay down a price, because you want to get somebody to say no to you. Well,
Yeah.
don't you want them to say yes? Of course I do. But what I don't want them to do is say maybe. Well, we'll think about it. I want to get the yes. And if they say, well, we're still shopping. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel comfortable doing the work? Yes. Do you want to settle for pad less than what I showed you? No. Do you need pad better than what I've showed you? No. So what you're really saying to me is you'd like to see if you could get the carpeting that I'm showing you at a lower price. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Okay. I'm here to earn your business, not to be price shopped. If you think I could do a good job for you, hire me. If I'm not the person you're comfortable with, don't hire me. What were you expecting price-wise, Mr. Levinson?
I may answer. I don't. Most of them probably say I had nothing in mind.
I get that. Okay. But we're going to make between 40 and 50% profit. Is that reasonable for you?
I'm not sure, but
okay. So let's put this project together and get it behind both of us, because I'd love to go to work for you and I want to be your flooring guy in the future. Fair enough?
Yeah. So
now,
talk to the
the
guys
difference is I just asked for the business 3 times.
Talk to the guys that feel like, oh, I can't do that. I can't talk to customers that way. I'm not that kind of a salesperson, or I'm not pushy, or
then what kind of then you're what I call the price lever. And you're going to make it easy for a guy like me to beat you. And I don't want to beat you. I actually want you to win. The more people in the world that buy flooring, the better off I am. Competition doesn't scare me. It excites me. The more people that are talking online to all their friends, I just got a floor, I got a floor, I got a floor. That means I'm going to get more flooring business. I always say this to people, a rising tide rises all boats. So I want as many people out there. So people are saying, why is he helping me? Why does he? Because I understand that one customer isn't going to make me or break me.
right.
But it's certainly by leaving that customer out there and not asking them for the business is a huge mistake. And anybody could ask, can you see any reason why I shouldn't set up a date of installation? Okay. Anybody could ask that question. Well, I don't know if I'm comfortable with that. And I'm not insulting that person, but you can't be afraid. You'll tell me how good of an installer and why you're worth it, but you're afraid to tell the customer why you're worth it. Like I said to you earlier, you're your own worst enemy. I'm here to help you because I know you can do it. I did it.
I did a secret shopper once, and we called on 20 companies, and we were one of 2 companies that left. I even secret shopped my own company, and we were one of 2 companies that left an estimate that gave a price there and gave them an opportunity at least to go with us. And the vast majority don't even leave a price in the home because they want to get things accurate. So talk about that.
The enemy of progress is perfection. Okay. You can just say labor, material, all included. Here's the price. I'd love to put a work order together with you while I'm here so we can get this project finished for you. Well, we want to shop around. Did you not like the color that you told me you just liked? No, I liked it. So really, you just want to price shop is what you're saying. See if you can get a better deal on what I showed you.
Okay, but in order to do that, you hired experienced salespeople, right? Or experienced flooring people, right? How much do they know
I
about
have
flooring?
zero experienced flooring people. I do not hire flooring people as a general rule. I hire people that will go out and represent my company and tell my company story every day, show our value proposition, measure the length and the width of the room, figure out the square footage, and I present them with a price while I'm there or while they're in my store, if that be the case.
How long
Doesn't
does it
matter
take
to me.
train them? Your system.
Train in the system. And what you have to do if you're a sole proprietorship is you have to build that system of your own. And you have to put that on paper. This is what I'm going to do from now on. Well, sir, you're going to come over here. You're going to show me your cost. You're going to detail every line item. No, I'm not. Okay. What happens if you walked into McDonald's, okay, and you said to them, I want a quarter pounder, medium rare? They're going to laugh at you. They're going to go, we don't do it that way. We don't do it the way that they said, detail every line. I want everything listed out. No. We have our labor and material and we have our profits.
But the fact is the customers don't ask for everything listed out. Almost never. When you
Then,
present it that way, they never ask.
then the business owner is telling themselves a story.
Right.
Okay. They're in their own little fantasy land. And I want to take them away from their fantasy land and say, ask for the business, present them a price, ask for the business. You don't have to be a great salesperson. You just have to be comfortable asking 3 times.
So they're not, I got to get to the 3 things, but they're the salespeople. How long does it take you to train a salesperson?
About a week.
About a week. Okay. And you're primarily selling luxury vinyl?
Mostly hard surface.
Mostly hard surface. So you guys don't do carpet.
We don't do carpet at all.
Which is like the easiest thing to sell, but you guys aren't doing it.
We're not doing it. We picked a little harder road to go down. It had some challenges one way and a different challenge another, and I wanted to stand for something. So I just said, I'm just going to do hard surfaces, things that click together, things that go on a floor, and I was going to stick with that. I don't want to do any tiling and I don't want to do any carpeting. I'll leave that to the other people.
Do you mind sharing your average ticket price and your closing rate?
My closing rate is we sell about more than half of what we sit with.
And
So,
how often are those sales in the home? Like first
100%.
one call close?
100%, 99, 98%. The majority of our customers know we're the right choice right from the beginning.
Okay, that's insane though. I mean, how many people could say that they're closing? Well, 50% is what I find to be about average closing rate. And usually that combines carpet. Usually when you're doing hard surface, your closing rate is down to
Correct.
maybe 35, 40%. But to close in the home almost 100% of the time is insane. Like I said, well, many people don't even give the price in the home. So they don't even have the opportunity to close in the home. But even the guys that do, I know people that want to do one call closes. I need to send them to work for you.
That's our business.
So they can learn.
We're in the business of earning people's business. So our story and what we do, we stand behind what we do and we deliver on our promise. We tell the customer, we can install you the next day if you so choose, as long as my schedule's open. And if not, we can get them on the schedule right away that very next week. Most of the time, they're not even ready for us to come tomorrow. We're willing to, but they're not ready for it.
What kind of guarantee do you have on the product and the installation?
Well, we stand behind everything for life.
Yeah. Most people are afraid to do that.
I got that. But what you should stand behind always is your labor. Okay. There's no reason why you can't install a customer correctly and minimally stand behind your labor. I see it all the time where an installer gives you a 90-day warranty on the labor. I mean, that's not, I want to provide a value to my customer. There's no reason why you can't get 5 years on your labor, because if you did the job right, that labor should be good for 5 years. And by the way, we do get warranty claims. I'm not going to tell you we don't. We do. But that is a cost of doing business for me. And I am happy to go out and fix somebody's house. You know why? Because when I do go back and fix it, oftentimes they'll say, oh, that was great that you came out. We have another room we'd like to get done. All of a sudden, that little service call turned into more business. They love you when you come out and repair their stuff. I'm happy to do it. And if I didn't do a good job, shame on me. I should go out there and do it.
So you made a point in the other podcast, which I think is a little different in the flooring, when you're doing roofing and even window replacements, that you'll never see that customer again. You'll do it one time. But is your mentality changed a little bit with flooring, because we really do get additional business from the same customers?
We get so much business from the same people. We love this business. When you do a roof, and the roof lasts 30 to 50 years, it's a lifetime roof. With flooring, you're going to get 2, 3, 4 rooms out of the customer. They have plenty more rooms in their house. So you get to sell them over and over again. You get to build a relationship with that customer that's second to none. That's why I love the flooring business so much.
Yeah, I talked to Nick Bach as well, and it really surprised me that you two are not flooring people. You're entrepreneurs, you're businessmen. And what made you choose the flooring business? And both of you had said, well, it's great, it's easy, there's tons of opportunity, when the majority of us look at it as like, it's very complicated. I mean, to get the installers out there and the problems, and it's time consuming. But you two saw it and said, yeah, absolutely, this is a great business to be in.
Most of the time, small business people don't have their standards down. So when they go to hire somebody, their standards aren't documented, and they don't hold their people to their standards. We hold all of our people to our standards. And in order to work for us, you must meet our standards. And we do that better than anybody else out there. And so it's not hard.
Employees, what's it like for you hiring employees? And is it difficult to find employees, or how do you guys do with that?
They call things work for a reason, because everything's work and everything's a challenge. But if you make it part of your system, it's not hard to find great people. There are great people out there who are looking for a relationship. I see it all the time, and I've seen it at flooring companies, where truly the owner will walk by an installer and not even say hello to the guy. That is not who we are. We are in the people business, first and foremost. And my installers know how appreciated they are. Okay? Not because we pay them more, because we let them know how much we care about them. Not fake. We don't say, well, we want them to feel like we care about them. We actually care about them. We care about their financial success. And it is our job to provide them as much work possible. And we do that every day.
So something else I got from you from the podcast is that people want to be driven, and they want you to push them to make more. Talk about that.
Everybody wants leadership, something to go after. Okay? Most people don't have it within themselves, and that's okay. I do, and I want to let my people know their success is my success. The more my installer installs, the more money I make. So my job is to make him as much money as possible. And that's what I'm going to do every day. That is my burning desire, to have that man be more successful, to have that sales rep be more successful. That's what I do every day, is build other people's success stories, which builds my success story. So I'm actually genuinely concerned with their success. I don't hear that from a lot of business people, but I'm that guy.
Yeah, I know some people don't like cutting those big checks to employees sometimes.
Oh my gosh. The bigger the checks I write, the happier I am. Because I know if I paid them what I'm supposed to pay them, Okay. That means I made a lot of money, and I love making a lot of money because money is what gives you freedom. People talk about their business and, I don't want to live my business. You're not supposed to. When you own a business, your business is supposed to give you more life. Your life is not supposed to be your business. So when I do this every day, it's so I can have more life and I can have the freedoms that other people don't. I could decide tomorrow I'm going on vacation. And guess what? My business will run just like it runs while I'm here. So you have to spend your time working on your business, not in your business. And the more time you spend working on it, the less time you'll have to work in it.
And some people are doing their own books. They're doing, $15 an hour work. Used to be $10 an hour work. Now it's $15 an hour work. But they're wasting time driving the forklift or loading up installers or doing something.
I'm going to make you laugh. I have not accessed my QuickBooks in 25 years. Wow. I don't even know my login. Okay. Couldn't tell you, have no idea whatsoever. Because it's not a good use of my time. So I have a bookkeeper whose job is to do that for me. And they look at it and they take care of that and they sign the checks and the whole 9 yards. And that's how we do it. Because I can't spend my time doing that work, because if I want to do $1,000 an hour work, okay, if I'm doing $20 an hour work, I'm probably making a mistake. It's not the best use of my time.
So we talked about this a little bit, but I want to really help the dealers out there that, you said we're in the business of getting more business. I always said we're in the business of lead generation and, getting customers. Without a customer, you don't have a business. I don't care how good you are or how cheap you are. You don't have a business without a customer. So how do these guys get more business? They don't have a lot of money to spend. You alluded to it a little bit, but can you expand on that? So give them some ideas of, what would you do if you don't have money? You don't have a lot of money to spend.
So I could go tomorrow to a print shop, take a black magic marker, new floors, cheap, call Bob, okay, and put my phone number and flyer a neighborhood. Somebody's going to call me. Now, are they going to trust you? Not if you do it like that. But if you made a nice flyer and put that out there and went door to door and literally stuck it on the mailbox, just like your mailman does, watch out. You'll get business, because somebody will go, wow, I need a floor. I'm going to do something about that. I'm going to call. And that happens every day. That's what advertising is you look for people to say, oh, here I am. I need that. And that's what we do. We look for people. So we put posts up. We beautified Mrs. Johnson's house. Here, take a look. We put that post on Facebook. And we have a place for them to click or call. And son of a gun, if you market it to the right people, people will call. So what 3 things would I be doing? I'd be doing A, flyers, B, Facebook, simply boosted posts. That'll work great. Or 3, Google AdWords. Where do you go when you're looking for something? You go to Google. Same place, same with the consumer. So if somebody says, well, how do I compete? You pick the words that you specialize in. Okay? Somebody types in beautiful floors, you've got that. New carpeting, you got that. And you raise your hand and you make sure your website has a place for them to call or fill out a form. And you build your business around it. Everybody out there, you are welcome to go look at my website. You can steal every idea that I have, help yourself, at refloor.com. I want you to learn from me. I want you to do it. I want you to compete with me. And somebody's going, why does he really want that? Because I understand a rising tide rises all boats. And if you think about it, where does McDonald's usually sit? Next to a Burger King and a Taco Bell. Because they know they can't get all the business all the time. But they know that they could live off of each other.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't feel like tacos today. I'm going to go to McDonald's today. That's good too. So I hope
Yeah.
that answers your question.
That is surprising to me how many times go shopping. People are looking for websites and all that. It's like, in our forum, we have a lot of successful people. Go see what they're doing and go check out their website. I wanted to put a car on our website and really emphasize the fact that we do shop at home. And I got a little bit of flack from my partner, and people said, no, it's not classy enough. I said, well, let's go to American Floor Source. Jason's got a van right on the front page, Simply Floors in Colorado, but he's got a vehicle right on the homepage. And I think it's making it easy for people to do business with you. And which leads me to the next question. Offering shop at home. How many people want customers to come in and invest time and come into the showroom first when you got to go to the home, right?
First of all, the main thing is you have to meet with the customer and have all the necessary information in order to earn their business. So if a customer, hypothetically, if I had a showroom and they said, hey, where are you located? And I told them where I'm located. Did you want to come down and see it? Yes. Will you do me a favor before you come down? Would you take a picture of the existing rooms and the measurements of each room? Okay. Because I want to be able to provide you a price quote right when I'm there. The most important thing is to meet them and price them and ask them for the business. I don't really care where you do that at. I just want to make sure you do that. Now, to me, I'd rather do shop at home because that's all I've ever done. But there's people with beautiful showrooms out there. I've walked into these stores and I'm like, oh my gosh, what a selection that they have. In fact, sometimes I say to myself, it might be a little too much because then they can't make a decision. But I digress. It's important to be able to meet with the people. I do shop at home every day. That's what I've always done. But that's what I know how to do. The most important thing is get the information, price them out, ask them for the business. I don't really care where you do that at, but it's a win either way.
That's a great point. And I had to train my salespeople that too, is because the normal line is, I want to go out to your house. I want you to see these samples in your home, in your light, and make sure that you like it before doing it. I'm like, why are you delaying the sale? Correct. They want to buy now. Take their money.
Right.
Sell the job.
You're there to earn their business. And you said something to me the other day. If you're a really good installer, you owe it to them to make sure that you're the one who does the work, because otherwise somebody else might not be doing as good of a job. I walk into homes all the time now where we see somebody who installed some of the work, and some of this work out there is atrocious compared to what some of the people who are watching this podcast can do.
Yeah, it was a Chet Holmes saying, if you think it's in the customer's best interest to go with you, then you have an obligation to close that job as hard as possible.
And you have to, because if you don't get them, somebody else will. They're going to buy a floor from somebody. The question is, are they buying it from you? I can tell you this, they're buying it from me. Yeah. That's my job. My job is to earn their business.
Yeah, that's great. So again, you brushed on it, but let's talk just a little bit more about closing in the home. Can you go over that again? And I want people really to listen. I mean, everybody should be listening to this podcast 2-3 more times, because there's a ton of great nuggets in here. So
thank you. I appreciate it.
No, it was fantastic.
It's very simple. Present your value proposition, whatever that is. Give them a price. Okay. And then simply ask them to go to work. That's it. You have to do this. You have to ask. If you just want some number on a piece of paper to do it, and you go and you say, you show them 7277, okay? And you expect that to do the job for you? That's not going to do it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take out your existing carpeting. We're going to prep the floor. We're going to put new tack strip in all the way around. We're going to put new high quality, special, heavy duty, monster, hefty pad down. Okay. We're going to fasten that pad with our extreme tack strips. This holds it in place longer, protects the floor, the whole 9 yards. And we're going to do all of that for $72.77. Okay, we only need a third down. Can you see a reason why we shouldn't be setting up a date of installation? And notice I won't talk.
Right. Why not? Because the first one.
Because he who speaks first loses.
Right.
So you need to lay your price and let that customer feel the energy that you're there to earn their business. Okay. And then at least you have one of two things happening, a yes or a no. Well, is it the floor you're not comfortable with? No, I like the floor. Then what have I done to offend you? Because I'm here to earn your business. I wouldn't have came out here if I wasn't here to earn your business. Well, I thought it was going to be cheaper. What'd you think it was going to be? I don't know. I understand you don't know, but if you did know, what did you think it was going to be? Well, I thought it was going to be like $6,000. Okay. I understand that that's what you thought. Can I do something so I can earn your business? I did put down the heavy duty pad. I think I can get close to your number if I can pull back on some of the pad, and I could probably do it for $6,500, $6,600 using a thinner pad. Well, I don't want the thinner pad. Oh, you want the one that I showed you? Well, I certainly want to earn your business, but there's a little bit of give and take. I got to be able to take something out of the job and still be able to make a profit, which you're not objecting to, are you? No. Okay. Then allow me to earn your business. How can I go to work for you? How can we make this happen? And let the customer talk. But what you usually have is $72.77, and then you call them back and they ghost you. Right. Because you gave up on the conversation. So did they. Don't give up. Play to win. You owe it to your family. You owe it to your kids, your wife, to earn that customer's business so they don't go elsewhere.
Yeah, that's great. So what about the salespeople when they're slow, they don't have a lot of business? You talked about as a contractor, the operations team or whatever should be knocking on doors and talking to the neighbors. And how about a salesperson? If he's out there, he doesn't have a lot going on.
If they've got nothing going on, how hard is it to go and knock a door? You got neighbors. Hey, Mr. Levinson, we did Mr. Levinson's job next door, and I wanted to stop by, introduce myself, give you my card. Most of the time when a neighbor gets work done, that means their neighbors also, their floors are tired as well. And I want to know if you'd be interested in getting a price, few rooms in your home. Well, we do have a couple of rooms. Well, let me give you some prices on that. Show you some samples, see if it fits. Let's make your house beautiful again and make you fall in love with it again. We do this stuff all the time. Don't be afraid. I'm afraid of not having money. I'm not afraid of knocking on a door.
Right.
And if you are afraid of knocking on a door, a flyer does a great job. Beautiful floors, low prices. Call today. What does the customer want? They want beautiful floors, low prices, and they'll pick up the phone and they'll call.
Yeah. All right, great. You give discounts to customers, so you start off with a higher price, right?
We have a list price, and the more work they do, the more we can discount. We can also set up where we can take away and lower prices and things like that. We can do all of those things. Hey, maybe you don't want the 20 mil wear layer. Maybe you want a 12 mil wear layer. We can reduce the job, okay, and lower the price at that time, because we do not want price to interfere with us doing business. If price is going to interfere, otherwise your competitor will sell that customer that 12 mil wear layer. Oh, you didn't need that. But if you're not the one who presents it to them at that lower price, you're going to lose. So don't be afraid to discount, and don't be afraid to pad your job. And I won't say pad it. I'm going to say, don't be afraid to have a list price and a do it today price. Okay. First inspection discount, senior discount, Okay, military discounts. So you have those types of discounts in your arsenal as part of, as part of your system.
I say we have great discounts on all marked up items.
Okay. And by the way, you can also say to a customer, here's my rock bottom price. And you can do it that way. Is that something, are you comfortable with this price? Yes, then let's do business together today. I want to earn your business and I want my crew doing your job. Fair enough? And by the way, no one else will say this to you, but I'll ask for a third down. You give me 2/3 of the job after you walk the job and it passes your thorough inspection, and not before. Now you're making that customer feel confident. Okay. And by the way, if there's something on this job that you think is wrong, I'll come out there and take a look with you and I'll walk that job with you to make sure that I've earned every bit of the dollars that I charge for. And they're thrilled. Customers just want to know that you care. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So you have to care about their outcome. Okay.
So I want to make a bigger point, Brian. You hired salespeople. You trained them how to sell. What if it was you going out on the calls? What do you think your closing rate would be?
90%.
Okay, so I just want to make a point though that it's closer to 50%, a little bit more than 50%. And these are from people that don't know anything about flooring, that you've trained quickly. So one of the big points that I try to emphasize with people is make it easy. Why are you getting into the minutia? And we talked about this, like trim. Why how many people will go back and it's like, well, I got to work this up. What do you got to work up? Width times length, time is square footage. You multiply that by your labor, your material.
They think that they're going to sell people by giving them information. And what they're really going to sell them on is the concept of making their life easier and better. That's my job, is to make their life easier and better. And that's what we do every day.
And do you guys move furniture?
We do everything.
Is that an option, or when you give them a price, does that include moving the furniture?
It's always included.
And how many times do people say, what if I move my own furniture?
We're not interested in you moving it. The price remains the same.
And
well, you're welcome to remove it. My installers will love you, but we're not charging anything.
All right.
Okay. So in an empty house, we don't charge it any different than when it's a furnished house. There's no price difference.
So I teach people how to create a sales presentation. And what you did in your presentation is how I teach them is you want to show the customer what their experience is going to be. It's not about you as a company and how good you are. It's about them and their experience.
And what they're out, and most importantly, what their outcome is going to be.
Yeah.
You're going to love your floors when we're finished.
Okay.
Okay. And when we walk out that door, we're not going to leave your house until you love your floors. And that's what you deserve. That's what you hired me for. They deserve it. They earn the right for that by hiring you. You owe it to them to do a great job. Does that mean I haven't messed up on a job? Oh my gosh, we have. Guess what? We make it right every single time because we believe in keeping our word.
Now, Brian, there's a lot of people out there. Do you mind if anybody reaches out to you, send you a message, ask for a little bit of help or advice?
I'm going to give you two things. I can be found, actually, I'm going to give you three things. I can be found on LinkedIn. My name is Brian Elias. Okay. My email is bilias@refloor.com. Okay. And my cell number is 248-866-2000. Drop me a text because I'm not going to answer the phone if I don't know who it is. And I'm happy to talk with you and help make your life better. Everything I'm saying to you, I'm happy to share with you. And again, I want to help you. And by the way, I don't want anything from you.
Help.
Huh?
There's a lot of guys that are struggling to get a little bit of business and they just need that kick in the ass to, so don't sit there and whine and complain and struggle. Call Brian up and see if he give you a hand.
Whining and complaining, which of course I've heard. I actually don't view it that way. some people are truly afraid of success, because most of the time I'll talk to somebody and within a minute, they usually know what I'm saying, but they're afraid to execute on it. They're afraid of letting go of installing their own jobs. Okay. They're afraid of letting go of selling. I don't think I've sold 3 floors ever myself, because I don't have to. I built the process so other people could do it. And when you build really good processes, it's easy for somebody else to execute on those processes. And that's what we do every day.
Yeah. Well, definitely should listen over and over again to this one, because that was fantastic. So just a lot of good things that people can pick up from.
And if you like, and by the way, the only thing that I would ask is, if you do like this content, okay, do me a favor, do Jerry a favor, share the content with the people in your world, because the more that this gets shared, the more people that are helped. And you got to remember, it's good karma when everybody wins. I'm not afraid of competition. I love competition. I can't wait to compete with everybody. I think it'll be fun. Sure, I'll lose sometimes, but I'll win more. And that's what I want for you. I want you to win more jobs.
It was exciting at FloorCon to see how many young guys were out there, and I've talked to a ton of them too. They've been reaching out to me, and they do have a different mindset. They want to be successful in business, and they need guys like you to help them do that, and just understand that it's not all about the product and installation. It's, there's just so much more to the business side of it.
It's funny, but it actually is about the product and installation, but it's about getting the customer to see that it's about the product and the installation. It's showing them the value proposition that they're getting by hiring you. And if you can't present that, and you think they're just going to know you're dreaming, that's not going to happen. You have to produce that value proposition. So you have to follow a format each and every time. Go in, sell the company, sell the product, sell the price, ask for repeat business. Okay. And continue to do that over and over again. And if you do that every single day, you're going to be a wealthy, wealthy guy. And that's what I wish upon everybody on this podcast who's listening. I want to see everybody on here be successful. I want to be getting a note on my LinkedIn say, Brian, you changed my life. Because that's really what my goal is here. Okay. It's not like Jerry's writing me some big fat check. You can if you want, but I'm not expecting it.
That's good. It's good to lower your expectations. So.
I hope everybody out there found this informative. Jerry, I'll let you close it out.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for coming, Brian. So, all right, guys, thanks for joining the Flooring Business Podcast. And remember, if you're ready for sales training, just send me a message and we'll get you signed up. And if you really want to grow your business fast, check out the Flooring Business Accelerator Program. It's a 6-month program where I work directly with you to grow your business and profits very fast. And you can contact me at jerry@profitnowwithjerry.com for more information. And you guys have a great, profitable week.
Take care, guys.